Hey family, you know, this video is because if you like Gone with the Wind, if you like the story of Gone with the Wind, I need you to hear with this story. We're going to start our own little book club with this. All right, y'all. You ready to start our own little book club or something that's relevant to us? I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to love this. You already know, all right, that I'm coming with that Black Girl Magic Masters LLC.com love. You know, we're precise, we're prepared, we're ready to lead. I mean, for God's sakes, we're excellence redefined. All right? I mean, do I have to say that again? Do I have to say that again? Well, hey family, I am back. I mean, I'm going to say it again. Black Girl Magic Masters LLC.com. So, one of the things that I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start my own virtual book club. And I don't care who takes the idea and run down the street, because what God has for me, it is for me. I'm not of that thinking that because somebody going to steal your stuff or whatever. No. This is relevant, and we need to start doing things like this. And so my first book for my virtual book, hey family, in case you see this video or if you're listening, I've decided to start a virtual book club because we have to start reading. You know that old wise tale where they said if you want to hide something from certain people, put it in a book. Well, I want to talk to you about that. If you love Gone with the Wind, this story that we're about to engage in, you're going to love it, okay? I mean, this story that we're going to talk about is riveting. This is what story I want y'all to get the book for. I want y'all to go out, get this book. It's called The Kitchen House. All right? Y'all see the name? Catherine Grissom. The Kitchen House. We're going to read this book together. Because if you like Gone with the Wind, and you like being forward thinking, and you like not repeating history, you want to catch some of the nuggets that's going to come out of this book that we're going to read together. Yes, I'm going out there. If I'm going to do a book, it's going to be this book. So this book was given to me by Gabby's second grade teacher. I worked as a parent consultant in Columbus City Schools at Fairwood Alternative Elementary School under the illustrious leadership of Dwayne Davis. All right, so this book right here, right? So let me just give you a small snippet, right? This book is about an orphaned little Irish white girl. During her passage from Ireland, young white Lavinia, she arrives on the steps of the kitchen house, which is a slave quarter in this time, and is placed as an indentured servant under the care of Belle, the master's illegitimate slave daughter. Lavinia, the white girl from Ireland, the indentured servant, learns to cook, clean, and serve food while guided by the quiet strength and love of her new family. So this is the really ultimate story of the power and the love of Black Girl Magic Masters. So let me tell y'all, let me give you a little small snippet of what happened with Lavinia. So in that spring of 1791, so if you could take yourselves back to 1791, you know, we got here in 1619. Hey, Dave, I'm starting my own virtual book club. I want y'all to go out and get this book and read it with me. It is riveting, because if you love Gone with the Wind, you're going to love this by Kathleen Grissom, because it really takes a snapshot of America's history of indentured servitude. Because before we were slaves, people came to this country as immigrants willing to pay with their work and labor to live in this land after a certain amount of time. it just so happened that the people that were coming from other countries were able to blend in with the white population here in America. And so they thought, well, the only way that we can fix this problem is just to make all the blackie darkies the slaves. Anyway, so this book right here that we're going to start our own virtual book club about is all about the indentured servitude journey of a little white girl named Lavinia from Ireland after the Great Potato Famine, who's on the slave boats. Oh, it's riveting. We're going to try this. We're going to read this book. I don't know which days we should do this, but let's try this. But let me just tell you a little bit of it. All right? I'm going to come back in 5 seconds, and I'm going to read a snippet of this book. Matter of fact, check me out on my YouTube channel right now. You can check me out live on my YouTube channel, Black Girl Magic Masters LLC. And I'm going to read you the first passage of the first chapter. Lord, this is when Lavinia gets to the slave quarters, the kitchen house, because you had the field slaves, you had the big house slaves, but then in the middle, the illegitimate slaves born by the slave masters. I'll be right back, y'all. Or catch me on my YouTube channel, Black Girl Magic Masters LLC. But girl, I'll be right back. Well, maybe not. I mean, you know, I tell everybody to join us over here. This is where the cool people are. Because we over here doing what we got to do on YouTube, right, family? But let me finish going on. Let me tell y'all now, because this book is riveting. So, in that spring of 1791, this is chapter 1, 1791, Lavinia. She said, I did not understand that the trauma of loss had taken my memory. She said, I knew only that after I woke, wedged between crates and bags, I was terror-stricken to discover that I did not know where I was, nor could I recall my name. Right? I think we should let the Facebookers back in on this. What y'all think? Y'all think so? Okay, we can let the Facebookers back in a few seconds, but let's see if they learn to join the cool people over here on our YouTube channel. I mean, if not, you know, they'll learn. So anyway, we're going to bring our number one population back in here because they have been faithful to me and I want to be faithful to them. So, like I said, we're reading the book, The Kitchen House, in case anybody's joining me and I'm not paying attention to my feed right now. Good morning. How you doing? Welcome to the Black Girl Magic Masters house. All right, I think we're ready. All right. Hey, family. Hey, family. Hey, family. No. All right, so that could finish this first little situation because I needed to really take some time with this, my YouTubers. So, like I said, we're gonna bring our illustrious little family back in here from Facebook because, like I said, they love me first. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still just trying to get to love me and know me, but This book club thing is real. We have to do this book club thing. Hey, I'm back about that book club. Yo, family. Hey, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's almost 9:30. And if you're just waking up and supposed to be at work at 9, you're late. Get up. Good morning. Remember, I just wanted to share with y'all my new book club, virtual book club that y'all gonna join with me. I'm gonna send out the Zoom link. We gonna read once a week for about an hour. But the first book that we're going to read is called The Kitchen House by Kathleen Grissom. Hey, good morning, family. And I wanted to share with you a small snippet of the first chapter of The Kitchen House, because The Kitchen House is basically a snapshot of indentured servitude during the early 1800th century, because before you knew it, a lot of people aren't familiar that slavery actually started as people coming over as immigrants willing to use their labor and to work off that labor and earn land to live here. And so a lot of the people that were coming over, though, they were from Europe, the Europeans, and they were able to blend in. However, black indentured servants that were coming over at that time that were willing to work the land in order for their freedom, they were actually basically, because what happened was the white European indentures started to blend in with society. And so in order to fix it, they thought, hey, let's just make all the darkies all the slaves. And so it just began their just reign of terror, which to this day we are feeling it in our blood. It's in our DNA. I mean, it's really considered a actual medical health injustice crisis all over this world, actually. But I think here in Columbus, Ohio, it's actually noted as being a health crisis. So anyway, I digress, because I want to talk about this snapshot about this little white girl from Ireland because of the Great Potato Famine. During Braveheart, they was fighting and doing all of that, and they didn't have no food left, and basically we ran out of food. But either way it goes, they started hopping on slave ships and was willing to come to this new land, work it off. And this is little white Lavinia from Ireland, and she gets put into the kitchen house. And the kitchen house is basically the middle. So you had the field slaves, you had the big house slaves, and then you had the kitchen house slaves. Kitchen house slaves was the illegitimate children of the slave master that had. Anyway, this book is why we're going to read it together. All right, y'all. So I want y'all to go out and get it. The Kitchen House by Kathleen Grissom. It's a snapshot of America's ugly history, but it's really this story is riveting. Hey, Dave. So let me tell you the first chapter about Lavinia. Okay, so Lavinia, she gets brought over here to where she's on a slave ship, and she's bought by the slave masters until she can work off her indentured servitude. So it's the spring of 1791. She goes, I did not understand the trauma of loss that had taken my memory. I knew only that after I woke, wedged between crates and bags, that I was terror-stricken to discover that I did not know where I was, nor could I even recall my name. Now, Lavinia says, I was frail after months of rough travel. When the man lifted me from the wagon, now remember, rough travel was hitching a ride on the slave ships. Imagine being chained. Whoa. Okay, I digress. But this is why we're going to read this book. Once a week for an hour via Zoom meetings. I'm going to send you the link. Or y'all reach out to me, Black Girl Magic Masters, at Black Girl Magic Masters LLC at gmail.com, so that I can send you the Zoom link so we can finish reading this book together. But let me finish reading you the first chapter, chapter 1, 1791. Lavinia, a little white girl from Ireland that's been an indentured servant, but she's been put in the care of Belle, who's the illegitimate slave daughter of the master. So she's black and white, but she's staying in the kitchen house, and now she's got to take care of this little white girl now. So the little white girl said she didn't even know who she was. She didn't even know who her name was. She had lost her memory. And basically she said she was frail after months of rough travel. And when the man lifted me from the wagon, I clung to his broad shoulders. He was having none of that and easily pulled my arms loose to set me down. I began to cry. and I reached back up for him, but he pushed me instead toward the Negro male who was hurrying towards us. Jacob, take her, the man said. Give her the bell. She's hers for the kitchen house. Yes, Captain. The old man kept his eyes low. James, you're home, a woman's call. Hopefully, said Lavinia. I stared at the enormous house in front of me. It was made of clapboard and painted white, and a wide porch frame the full length of the front. Towering columns circled with vines of green and violet wisteria stood on either side of the broad front steps, and the air was thick with the fragrance of the early April morning. Listen at her interest into the country as an indentured servant. Only if my people got that. I digress. Anyway, James, why didn't you send word? The woman sang out into the morning mist. Hands on his hips, the man leaned back for a better view. I warned you, wife. I've come home for you. Best come down before I come up. Above, at a window that appeared open to the floor, she laughed. A figure of white froth, caped by billowing auburn hair. Oh no, James. You stay away until you've been washed. Again. Hygiene was not something that was... I digress. Miss Pike, prepare yourself, he shouted, and bound over the threshold. Inside, he continued to shatter the piece. Where is everyone? I heard him call. I'm home. At a run, I began to follow, but the dark old man caught my arm and held me. When I fought him, he lifted me up and I screamed in terror. Swiftly, he carried me back to the house. Where did this, me having the door open this morning? See, that's why you can't do that. Anyway, she said, we were high on a hill and out farther, lesser hills surrounded us. A horn blasted, frightening me further, and I began to hit my captor. He shook me firmly. You stop this now. I stared at him, at his foreign dark brown skin that contrasted so with his white hair, and his dialect so strange that I scarcely understood. What you fighting me for? He asked. I was exhausted by it all and dropped my head on the man's thin shoulder. He continued on to the kitchen house. Belle, the old man called. Belle, Uncle Jacob, come in a feminine voice called. And the wooden door creaked as he pushed it open with his foot. Uncle Jacob slid me to my feet, while a young woman came slowly down the stairs, then came forward, quickly tying a band of green calico around a thick braid of glossy black hair. Her large green eyes, this black woman that was born of the slave master but put in the middle kitchen house, treated as a slave, grew wide in disbelief as she took me in, Lavinia said. I was comforted to see that she was not as foreign looking as the man who had brought me to her. For though her light brown skin still differed from mine, her facial features more resembled my own. I'm done. We're going to read this. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I hope y'all are having a blessed, productive day. I mean, on purpose. You had to pray first and get your coffee and make sure everybody that you know and love you, reach out to them in some way, shape, or form and tell them, I love you. Forget that. What's up? What you doing? Use your words. And this has been another Black Girl Magic Masters LLC presentation, or LLC.com presentation. Black Girl Magic Masters LLC.com. And like I said, we have a lot of things coming. I have the online course coming, the new books coming because there's a volume. I'm teaching business owners how to do their business if they don't got time to go to business school, that kind of thing. But I'm still doing you guys' business plans. So if you haven't gotten to your business plan and you need a little help, trust me, I got you. Payment plans are available. I love y'all. Love, peace, hair, grease. So, YouTube, we still together, right? How about we go 5 more minutes? Because that book was riveting! But you know where I ended off, right? Because there's a huge, we ain't going to get to this, but we're going to talk about this part. Her skin resembled mine, is what she said. Which is reason why we have problems with colorism between each other in our race. So the light skin, the brown skin, and the dark skin sisters are arguing. We need to stop this. We need to stop this right now. I mean, it's been counterproductive. Not liking me because I'm lighter or thinking that the men gonna want me more. None of us get treated better. I mean, if a man wants to cheat, he's going to cheat, women. All right? And this whole competition amongst each other, no. Let's stop that. We can be great. See, one thing about us is that we've come through a large amount of fucking inadequacies. I said it. And we've been having to deal with it. We've been enduring, having to deal with it. We didn't ask to be here, but we're here and treated differently. Yeah, when it comes to the black people, we the closest to the goddamn pain because we the mamas bearing the babies, birthing the babies, and having to bury the babies. I just hope that y'all using y'all mind and y'all actually praying out there. And I want y'all to be great. And even if you're not black and you're watching my video right now, understand this. We can unify and be together. Most of my sisters that taught me and got me to this place are white. I love them. I love everybody that love me. But y'all can't deny the fact that the blacks, we love this America, and we just looking for the America to love us as much as we love them. And it's just highly, highly competitive when y'all are the ones that have the most power and y'all distributing it at will according to who you like with your little isms. Cut it out. Anyway, we're going to end this live stream because this was just dope. And like I said, we're going to hit me up, Black Girl Magic Masters LLC at gmail.com so you can get the link to the Zoom book club. We got to do it once a week. Remember thyself. Know thyself. And as the birthday lady and the Black Girl Magic Master Chiquila, to thine own self be true. Y'all see the name? Wilberforce University. They created this monster. Ow! Ow! Suo Marte! HBCUs, stand up. We ain't got time to wait for nobody to take care of us no more. We're going to do it ourselves. I'm going to be the change I see. FanDuel's simple app makes it easy to get